Hi, everyone. This is the resource called Reading Strategies, and it's by Jennifer Saravello. And there's a matching text called Writing Strategies that essentially looks the exact same, except it says writing. And essentially, they're both set up the exact same way. It allows you to be strategic and target learning goals with either individual students, small groups of students, or whole group. And so you're really able to consider for who and where and why. So using your assessment data, basically how these books are laid out is right at the very beginning. There's a hierarchy of possible reading goals, and in the writing book there's a hierarchy of possible writing goals. And so Jennifer explains that reading and writing is not necessarily a linear process like it's laid out, but she does suggest that readers and writers have these beginning strategies in place before they move down to these more complex ones. So basically, if you were to take one of your FMPs and analyze it and decide that fluency was the next step for a student or a group of students, you can go to the fluency, which is purple, and then on the side of the book, you'll see that it's color-coded. So if you go to the purple section, basically what it's going to do is give you a list of strategies to try that will help students improve their fluency. So the strategy names are written down here, and then it actually tells you the different levels that the student would need to be at in order to really implement that strategy appropriately. It also tells you the genres that would be appropriate to match with this goal, and it tells you the skill that it would be targeting. And so just for an example, if your student was struggling with fluency or a small group of students were struggling with fluency, you could try, so here's one strategy, and basically all the purple are just one pages of different strategies you can try. So over here it tells you the reading level, it tells you the genre that would be appropriate, and then the skill is phrasing. So this one strategy is instead, and so it's called Say Goodbye to Robot Reading, which we've all seen some of those. So instead of reading word by word, try to scoop up a few words at a time. Read all the words in one scoop together in one breath before pausing. Then scoop up the next few words. It gives you a bit of language and then prompts, and then this is the visual that you would add to your board. And it's also the visual that you would put on the student's goal sheet. So let's say, for example, you decide to document student learning with something like a goal card for each student. You could possibly put like Jenny's writing goals, and then the goal would be fluency, and you could write the strategies. And so she suggested that you write the date and then you draw a little picture of that strategy, or you write what it was called. So Say Goodbye to Robot Reading with the date. Once that student has used that strategy enough and is able to implement it independently, and you've seen that in your small group work or independent work, then you would write the date of the next strategy that you are trying with that student and record what that's called. And then you sort of have a running record of what you've been working on with that student and the progress that they've made. So in the writing strategies book, like I said, it's laid out the same. But if you were to take a piece of writing and think to yourself, I don't know where to start with the student, I don't know where to go next, she suggests that you use this hierarchy and you start at the top and read through what's missing. And when you get to one of these that's missing, then you know that that's a place that you can start. She also talks about how it's great that you can integrate social studies or sciences because you could plan your unit of study, and whether that's animals and living things. And then you can think about pick the genre of writing that would make sense to go with what you're learning about in science and social studies. And from there, you can create the process based on this. And because the genre is clearly marked at the beginning of each chapter, if you know the student needs to work on fluency, but this is the genre of writing, then it kind of already does that legwork and connects it for you. And the last thing I wanted to share with that book is if you go to the website heinemann.com/writing strategies, there's Blackline Masters and videos to help you with planning or assessment, or little notebook planners there. Okay?